Hi, today we will be taking a dive into the life and legacy of Betty Friedan. She made many impacts on women's stance in the workplace, childcare for parents, and overall lives of women. She was a prominent figure in the feminist movement, sparking discussions about gender roles and equality in the 1960s. She challenged social norms and played a significant role in advocating for women's rights that's still discussed to this day. Betty Friedan was born on February 4, 1921 in Peoria, Illinois. She later moved from Illinois to Queens, New York with her husband, Carl Friedan, and her 3 kids. This would be where she kickstarted her career as a civil rights activist for women's rights movements. Betty Friedan did a lot in her time to contribute to the civil rights movement. One thing that she did that contributed to civil rights was her book she wrote called The Feminine Mystique. In 1963, she published this best-selling book that gave a voice to American women's frustrations and for women who felt trapped by their limited gender role. Another thing she did was in 1966, she co-founded the National Organization for Women, or NOW, NOW, which became a leading feminist organization. She was the first president of the NOW program, and she advocated for gender equality, working to enforce the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Equal Pay Act of 1963. Thirdly, she protested and campaigned for equal pay for equal work and tried to end sexual harassment in a workplace. She also advocated for abortion rights for women and for the creation of child care centers for parents who work. She didn't just advocate for women's rights, she also advocated for men's rights too. She wanted to make sure that there would be no, quote, war between the sexes.
And then you see we'll both be able to make love, not war, and in the highest sense. I mean, not only between man and woman. I mean, the war between the sexes could become an Armageddon if we don't get on with our revolution. But if we do get on with it and we restructure society to make equality really possible, then I think the war between the sexes will end, and for the first time we will have possible true human sexual liberation.
Betty Friedan knew what it was like to be discriminated just because she was a woman. Betty was even fired once for being pregnant with her second child. She lived an exceptionally long and rough life, having to fight judgment just for being a woman in the 1900s. But she didn't let anything stop her from speaking her mind, and she inspired so many women to stand up, even to this day.